Stocks rise as investors build on Monday's rally. Dow jumps 700 points. CNBC. Stocks surged to start the day Tuesday as Wall Street aimed to build on a sharp rally seen in the previous session. Stocks surged Tuesday as Wall Street built on a sharp rally seen in the previous session and bond yields continued to fall. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 731 points, or 2.5%. The S&P 500 plus 1742 chars. Will Smith shares sneak peek of Emancipation, CNN. Will Smith has shared a first look at his next big project. Will Smith has shared a first look at his next big project. Smith posted a powerful trailer on Monday for the upcoming Apple TV Plus film, Emancipation. The actor plays a slave who embarks on a perilou. Plus 779 chars. Republican Herschel Walker pledges to sue over report he paid for abortion. Live. The Guardian U.S. anti-abortion Senate candidate in Georgia reportedly paid for the procedure for a former girlfriend in 2009. If the battle for control of the U.S. Senate overall is on a knife edge in these midterm elections, certain states' races are on a razor's edge. The congressional upper chamber has been split 50-50 sync. Plus 5953 chars. SpaceX has been bidding against itself for NASA's science missions for a while. Ars Technica. NASA is not able to share the number of bids. In large, an Atlas V rocket launches the GOES-T mission for NASA's Launch Services program on March 1, 2022. 69 with 39 posters participating, including story author. On Friday NASA closed the bid plus 2372 chars. Phillies clinch first playoff berth since 2011 as National League postseason field is set. CBS Sports. The Phillies started and ended the season poorly, but were hot enough in between to make the playoffs. The Philadelphia Phillies became the 12th and final team to clinch a postseason berth on Monday, punching their ticket with a 3-0 win over the Houston Astros. The Phillies will advance to the playoff. Plus 1859 chars. A new Google Home app redesign prepares the platform for the Matter smart home standard. The Verge. Google announces a public preview for its new Google Home app as well as support for Wear OS and a new web portal for viewing Nest security cameras. The redesigned Google Home app fixes the camera view, adds favorites, and lets you use sensors for automations. But there's still limited support for older Nest cams. By Jennifer Patterson Toohey, at JP2. Plus 6841 chars. U.S. job openings fell in August. WSJ, The Wall Street Journal. The number of open jobs in the U.S. economy dropped by 10% and layoffs rose slightly. Signs that the labor market is starting to cool. The number of open jobs in the U.S. economy dropped by 10% and layoffs rose slightly. Signs that the labor market is starting to cool. The Labor Department said Tuesday that job openings fell to a plus 277 chars. Kaley Cuoco. Johnny Galecki recall falling in love on Big Bang Theory set. Page 6. It was going to be more of a distraction from the work to try and continue to ignore it than to actually recognize it and surrender to it, he recalled. Kaley Cuoco and Johnny Galecki pulled back the curtain on the moment they fell in love filming the Big Bang Theory. The former co-stars, who dated in real life from 2008 to 2010, were crushing on +3475 chars. Stocks rise as investors build on Monday's rally. Dow jumps 700 points. CNBC. Stocks surged to start the day Tuesday as Wall Street aimed to build on a sharp rally seen in the previous session. Stocks surged Tuesday as Wall Street built on a sharp rally seen in the previous session and bond yields continued to fall. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 731 points, or 2.5%. The S&P 500 plus 1742 chars. Israeli gives birth after menopause reversed with transplant of 20-year frozen ovary. The Times of Israel. Doctor who froze and defrosted ovary, cried tears of joy, when visiting baby born to 46-year-old woman. Says success suggests childbearing years could be extended. A remarkable 20 years after freezing her ovary. An Israeli woman defrosted part of it, reversed her menopause, got pregnant without IVF, and has now given birth to a healthy baby girl. She has named +4268 chars. Immense trail of debris from DART collision with asteroid Dimorphos captured by SOAR Telescope. SciTechDaily. SOAR Telescope catches Dimorphos's expanding comet-like tail after DART impact. The SOAR Telescope in Chile imaged the more than 10,000 kilometers long trail of debris blasted from the surface of Dimorphos 2 days after the asteroid was impacted by NASA's DAR. By Association of Universities for Research in Astronomy. AURA. October 4, 2022. Astronomers using the SOAR telescope in Chile captured the vast plume of dust and debris blasted from the surface of the +6,600 chars. Quick hits. Pujols passes Babe Ruth with 2,216th RBI. But Cardinals walk away with loss. St. Louis Post-Dispatch. With one swing, Pujols surpassed the Babe, tied Hank, and even broke a record held by Barry Bonds. But a bases-loaded walk in ninth loses game. 3-2. Pittsburgh. The joke within the Cardinals' dugout for the past few months as Albert Pujols stood on base after another RBI or circled them after another home run was waiting for a baseball to be rolled. +10351 chars. Xbox Game Pass in October 2022. Scorn, A Plague Tale, Requiem, and more. IGN. European markets bounce as global markets rally. Stoxx 600 up 2.5%. CNBC. European stocks were sharply higher on Tuesday, building on gains seen in yesterday's trading session and following a global market rally. Fourth-quarter earnings forecasts companies give when reporting third-quarter results will be far more important to the market's future direction than the actual third-quarter numbers themselves. And the +1054 chars. Roger Waters. I'm on a Ukrainian kill list. Rolling Stone. In an explosive, wide-ranging interview, the Pink Floyd co-founder discusses his controversial views on Ukraine, and Russia, and WikiLeaks, and Israel, and so much more. Roger Waters does not want you to ignore his politics. The 79-year-old's This Is Not a Drill tour opens with Waters imitating a plummy British announcer and telling the audience, if you're one of th. Plus 12239 chars. Ukraine hammers Russian forces into retreat on east and south fronts, The Washington Post. Even as Russia's Federation Council ratified the illegal annexation of 4 Ukrainian regions, Moscow's military setbacks continued. Ukrainian troops on Tuesday accelerated their military advances on 2 fronts, pushing Russian forces into retreat in the Donetsk and Luhansk regions to the east and Kherson region to the south. The plus 13874 chars. All blue-eyed people on Earth share the same ancestor, msnNOW. Got blue eyes? Your family is larger than you thought. Copyright provided by Metro. All blue-eyed people are descended from a single European individual. Scientists say. Credit. Unsplash. Every blue-eyed person on Earth can trace their ancestry back to a Singh. Plus 1967 chars. NFL Power Rankings. Week 5:49 Urs vault back into top 5. Send Rams tumbling out of top 10 NFL.com. Parity remains a king in the NFL, making the power rankings an arduous undertaking. What is the pecking order at the quarter mark of the 2022 season? Dan Hansis provides the full rundown. 1 through 32. With the 49ers re-entering the top 5. Parity remains a calling card of the NFL as we hit the quarter point of the regular season. The league currently has 1 unbeaten team. Eagles. 1 winless squad. Texans. 7 teams at 3-1. 7. Plus 382 chars. Is Halo switching to Unreal Engine? Here's what we know. Windows Central. Slip-spaced. What you need to know. Less than UL greater than less than Lee greater than. A new report from YouTuber Sean W. suggests that Halo Infinite's Battle Royale codenamed Tatanka is switching to the Unreal Engine. And perhaps even Halo itself. Less than Lee greater than less than. Plus 8518 chars. The market is angry at the bears, says Jim Cramer, CNBC Television. Mad Money host Jim Cramer joins Squawk Box ahead of the open on Tuesday to break down his market outlook. For access to live and exclusive video from CNBC. Ringo Starr tests positive for COVID-19. Cancels several shows in Canada, Fox News. Beatles drummer Ringo Starr tested positive for COVID-19, prompting him and his all-star band to cancel several shows in Canada and the Midwest. Beatles drummer Ringo Starr has cancelled several of his scheduled concerts across Canada, citing a positive COVID-19 diagnosis. 5 concert dates spanning from Tuesday to Sunday will be rescheduled. Plus 2004 chars. U.S. job openings fell in August, WSJ, The Wall Street Journal. The number of open jobs in the U.S. economy dropped by 10% and layoffs rose slightly. Signs that the labor market is starting to cool. The number of open jobs in the U.S. economy dropped by 10% and layoffs rose slightly. Signs that the labor market is starting to cool. The Labor Department said Tuesday that job openings fell to a plus 277 chars. Traces of fungi found growing inside tumors could be linked with patient outcomes, ScienceAlert. Scientists discovered traces of fungi lurking in the tumors of people with different types of cancer, including breast, colon, pancreatic, and lung cancers. Scientists discovered traces of fungi lurking in the tumors of people with different types of cancer, including breast, colon, pancreatic, and lung cancers. However, it's still not clear that these +3967 CHARs. The Pacific is destined to vanish as Earth's continents meld into a new supercontinent. ScienceAlert. The Pacific Ocean's days are numbered. According to a new supercomputer simulation of Earth's ever-drifting tectonic plates. The Pacific Ocean's days are numbered. According to a new supercomputer simulation of Earth's ever-drifting tectonic plates. The good news? Our planet's oldest ocean still has another 300 million ye. +3708 CHARs. Tech Tuesday. Have McLaren signaled a new design direction for F1 cars with their Singapore GP update? Formula 1. Despite the fact that it was the new radiator inlets which caught the attention of McLaren's Singapore upgrade, that was probably not the most significant aerodynamic change to the MCL36. F1 technical expert Mark Hughes takes a closer look at McLaren's Singap. Despite the fact that it was the new radiator inlets which caught the attention of McLaren's Singapore upgrade, that was probably not the most significant aerodynamic change to the MCL36. F1 technical +5051 CHARs. Google's Nest WiFi Pro arrives with faster speeds and new high-gloss design. Engadget. As expected, Google has unveiled the Nest WiFi Pro mesh router system with a new glossy design, faster Wi-Fi 6E speeds and a simpler setup. As expected, Google has unveiled the Nest Wi-Fi Pro mesh router system with a new glossy design, faster Wi-Fi 6E speeds and a simple setup. It will also work as a Matter hub once Google's new smart home +1939 CHARs.